today we are going to study about chemical equations. We have learned about chemical reactions and characteristics of chemical reactions during class hours. So before we are going to start about chemical equations, let me summarize previous topics. So now the question is it necessary to study about chemical reactions? The answer is yes, because chemical reactions play an important role in your day-to-day life. We come across through a lot of chemical reactions in our daily life. For example, when you are ill, you take medicine and they work like magic. So some chemical reactions are taking place inside our body. Similarly, plants produce food by the process of photosynthesis. So this photosynthesis is also a chemical reaction. Now another case, rusting of iron. You might have seen iron objects will be damaged like this. This is called rusting of iron. It is also a chemical reaction. Now sometimes after cutting, vegetables and fruits become spoiled. We will see a color change in them. It is also a chemical reaction. Similarly, combustion or burning of any substance is also a chemical reaction. In addition to this four, we can say that digestion of food, combustion of fuels in our vehicles, respiration, all are chemical reaction. So we can conclude that we come across to a lot of chemical reactions in our day-to-day life. So chemical reactions are part of our life. So we can say that it is necessary to study about chemical reactions. Now, actually what happens in chemical reaction? Do you remember the definition of chemical reaction? How can we define chemical reaction? So in chemical reactions, substances undergo chemical change to produce new chemical substances. That is, chemical reaction involves chemical change. So we know that if there is formation of new substances, that is chemical change. So if chemical reactions involves chemical change, we can say that chemical reaction involves production of new substances. So during chemical reaction, what happens? One or more than one substances undergo chemical change. As a result, one or more than one new substances are produced. So we can consider an example about photosynthesis. So during photosynthesis, what happens? Carbon dioxide and water are converted into glucose and oxygen. So this is the process of photosynthesis. So what's the conversion takes place here? The original substances, or we can say that initial substances, they are water and carbon dioxide. They undergo chemical change and form two new substances, glucose and oxygen. So it is a chemical change, and we can say that the nature and identity of the initial substances are changed. So in every chemical reaction, what happens? The nature and identity of initial substances or original substances are changed and we get new substances. So this happens during chemical reactions. Now, in every chemical reaction, the original substances or initial substances, they are called reactants. So in chemical reaction, there can be one or more than one substance which undergo chemical change. They are called reactants, and reactants undergo a chemical change and form new substances. These new substances are called products. So what is chemical reaction? So in chemical reaction, reactants undergo chemical change and form products. Then we have learned about characteristics of chemical reactions in detail. These are the 5 characteristics that take place during chemical reaction. That is, change in color, change in temperature, change in state, evolution of a gas, formation of a precipitate. So these are the changes that we can observe during chemical reaction. So we have discussed all these 5 points in detail. Now this is our today's topic, chemical equations. So the definition of chemical equation is given in your notes. So in one line I can write about chemical equation is that representation of a chemical reaction. We can say that chemical equation is the representation of a chemical reaction. So that is, we convert a chemical reaction in the form of an equation. This is chemical equation. So we convert the given chemical reaction in the form of symbols or chemical formulae of the reactants and products involved. So we know that during chemical reaction the conversion of reactants to products take place. Now we will write an equation form of this reaction using chemical formula and symbols of reactants and products. So this form, this representation, this translation of chemical reaction is called chemical equation. So we can consider an example. So this is our chemical reaction, that is sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. This is the reaction. So we have to convert this reaction in the form of an equation. So before that, can we find out which are the reactants and products involved in it? So read the statement carefully. Sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. So which are reacting? Sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid. So there are two reactants, sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, they are reactants. So in equation how to write? We will write the reactants, all the reactants like this. That is, first reactant we have sodium hydroxide plus we have one more reactant, that is hydrochloric acid. Suppose if we have third reactant, then after the hydrochloric acid we will put plus sign and we have to write the third reactant. After that, arrow mark. Then on the right side we will write products. So which are the products in this case? To form, there are two products, sodium chloride and water. So we can write both the products on right side. First product sodium chloride plus. So why we put plus sign? Because there is one more product. So therefore plus second product water. Suppose if there is one third product, how will you write? Water plus name of the third product. So like this we can write equation form. So this equation form is called word equation. That is, in word equation we represent the chemical reaction in the form of words. That is, we write the names of reactants and products in equation form. This equation is called word equation. Now we have to convert this word equation into chemical equation. So this is not the chemical equation, this is word equation only, because only names of reactants and products. Now we have to change this word equation into chemical equation. So for that, what we have to do? We have to write symbol and chemical formulae of all these reactants and products. So in this case, on the LHS, that is on left hand side, we have two reactants, sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. So now how can we convert this word equation into chemical equation? We will write chemical formula of both the reactants on the left side of this equation. So in this case, the first one, the first substance is sodium hydroxide. So from the name it's clear it is an ionic compound. sodium hydroxide, sodium cation hydroxide anion. So can we find out the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide using the valencies of cation and anion? Yes. So we have learned about this in detail last year. So you have to learn the table 9.6 of class 9th science textbook. So in that table the cations and anions are given. So you have to know the valencies of cations and anions and also the steps which are used for writing chemical formula of ionic compound. Then we can easily find out chemical formula of any ionic compound. So in this case, sodium hydroxide. So how can we find out the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide? So it's clear, sodium cation, hydroxide anion. So sodium cation form we know Na plus. So you can check it in the table. Hydroxide anion OH minus. Then what we are writing? We will write the charge of each ion, then valency. Charge 1 plus, Na plus, that is Na1 plus. So charge 1 plus, so its valency 1. How can we get the valency? From the charge, avoid the sign, write the number. Avoid plus sign, then number 1. OH minus, hydroxide OH minus, charge 1 minus. How to get valency? Avoid the sign, avoid minus sign, we will get 1. So after that, this is the main step, how to write, how to find the chemical formula, Na and OH. So here we don't write the charge, we write only the symbol. So cation Na, so we will write only the letter symbol Na. Hydroxide OH minus, but we will write only the symbol of hydroxide OH. Then we have written brackets over here OHY because the main point. Okay, that is in the case of polyatomic ions, we have to write the polyatomic ion, whether it is cation or anion, we have to write it in brackets. Here Na, sodium is monoatomic ion because only one atom. But here OH is polyatomic. Why? Because oxygen 1, hydrogen is also 1, 2 atoms. So if there is more than one atom in an ion, in cation or anion, that is in the case of polyatomic ion, we have to write them in brackets. So Na is monoatomic, so no need to write brackets, but hydroxide OH is polyatomic, so we have to write in brackets. Then after that, what we will write? Under Na, we will write its valency 1 here, then under OH its valency 1. After that, what is the next step? Next step, cross over the valencies. We will exchange the valencies, that is valency of OH with Na and valency of Na with OH, that is Na1 OH1, Na valency of OH1, then OH in brackets because polyatomic, then after the bracket which number? 1, because we exchanged the valencies of ions. After that, what is the final step? If the number appears is 1, we can avoid the 1. So Na1, so in this case 1 we don't want to write. Then OH, that is also 1, number is 1, so we can avoid 1. And in the case of polyatomic, if the number is 1, we can cancel the 1 as well as the brackets. So here we will cancel the 1 and also the brackets. In this case of Na1, 1 we cancel, so what is left? NaOH. So this is the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide. So you have to learn the table 9.6 of previous year textbook and learn the cations and anions and try to do all this and practice more ionic compounds and how to find their chemical formula, then we can easily learn this topic. Now, so sodium hydroxide, its formula we got it NaOH. So NaOH. So now we will write what? Instead of name, we write the chemical formula. Sodium hydroxide, its chemical formula we have NaOH. After that, plus, and second reactant is given hydrochloric acid. Then what about hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid is not an ionic compound. So we can find out the chemical formula using this method only for which ionic compound like sodium hydroxide, that compound having cation and anion parts. So these compounds, they are covalent compounds. So we have written some of the important covalent compounds and their chemical formula in the first page of our notebook. You can check it. So like hydrochloric acid, we have written ammonia NH3, nitric acid HNO3, sulfuric acid H2SO4, carbon dioxide CO2. So all these are covalent compounds, not ionic compounds. So their formula is not possible to find out using this method. So you have to learn some important covalent compounds and their chemical formula. So here hydrochloric acid, it is a covalent compound. So its formula we have written, you can check it. Its formula is HCl. So hydrochloric acid, HCl. So we have written the chemical formula of both the reactants, sodium hydroxide NaOH plus sign, hydrochloric acid HCl. Then arrow mark. So this arrow mark shows the direction of chemical reaction. Then after arrow mark on the RHS, we have two products. First product sodium chloride and second one water. So first one sodium chloride. From the name it's clear it is an ionic compound because sodium cation, chloride anion. So we can find out the chemical formula of sodium chloride using valencies. So sodium chloride, cation sodium, so its form we know Na plus, chloride is anion form Cl minus. Then Na plus, its charge 1 plus, so its valency is 1. How to find valency? Avoid the charge, write the number. Cl minus, its charge 1 minus, so its valency is also 1 because by avoiding the negative sign, we get the number 1. Now, we will write sodium Na, chloride Cl. So in this step, we don't want to write the charge because we are writing only the valency. So write only the symbol of cation, that is sodium Na. Now write the symbol of anion Cl. Now under them we have to write the valency. So Na, its valency 1 we have written, Cl, its valency is 1. So both the valencies are same. Then we can cross over it. So Na 1, Cl 1. So we are exchanging the valencies. So Na 1, Cl 1. Then we know that if the number appears is 1, we can avoid it. So Na we don't want to show 1. Then Cl is also 1, so we can avoid the 1. Now we will get the formula of sodium chloride NaCl. So sodium chloride we can write, so instead of its name now we can write its formula NaCl. Then plus sign, the second product water. So water is also a covalent compound like hydrochloric acids, so you should know its formula. So its formula is H2O. So this equation NaOH plus HCl gives NaCl plus H2O is the chemical equation of this reaction. So the reaction is that sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. We converted this reaction in the form of an equation. So this form, this representation is called chemical equation. So like this, we can translate any chemical reaction in the form of chemical equation. How can we make it? We have to write the chemical formula or symbols of reactants and products. And in every chemical equation on the left side, on the LHS of the equation, we will write chemical formula of reactants by putting plus sign between them. After that, after writing all the reactants, we will put arrow mark. Then on the RHS, we have to write the chemical formula of all the products. So like this we can write chemical equation of any chemical reaction. Now we can consider some other examples, that is word equations are given. Now we will change this word equation into chemical equation. So that is, the reaction is hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. So hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. So reactants, there are two reactants, hydrogen and oxygen are the reactants. So the reactants we will write on the LHS. So hydrogen plus oxygen gives, we have only one product, water. So this is the word equation. Because we have only the names of reactants and products. Now we will change this word equation into chemical equation. How can we change it? By writing chemical formula of the reactants and products. So the first reactant is given hydrogen. So hydrogen, so we have to write the symbol of hydrogen. So hydrogen, we know that last year also we have studied that hydrogen exists in diatomic state. It exists in the form of gas, hydrogen gas, that is H2. So we will write the formula of hydrogen H2. So the symbol of hydrogen we have learned, it's capital letter H. Capital letter H is the symbol of hydrogen. But don't write H here because hydrogen exists in which form? Diatomic form, that is in the form of hydrogen gas. Its formula is H2. Similarly, also we have learned that oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, they are also exist in diatomic states. So how can we write them in the form of chemical formula? Only in diatomic state. So don't write H here, it's H2. So whenever hydrogen comes in chemical reaction, we have to understand it is hydrogen gas, it is H2. Plus sign, we have one more reactant, oxygen. So oxygen is also exist in diatomic state in the form of gas. So its stable form is O2. So oxygen, its symbol is O, but it is not the stable form of oxygen. We have studied hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, all these non-metal atoms exist in diatomic state. So oxygen we have to write O2. Then arrow mark, we have only one product, water. We know its formula H2O. So H2 plus O2 gives H2O is the equation of this reaction. The reaction is hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. So we changed that reaction into the form of equation and we have H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Now one more example. The reaction is that sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide. I have written the word equation. Here two reactants, sodium and oxygen, they will react and form one product, single product, sodium oxide. So now we can write its chemical equation by writing chemical formula of reactants and products. So the first reactant is sodium. So we have to write the chemical formula of sodium. So in the case of sodium, what we will write? We will write Na. So the symbol of sodium, we have studied that it is Na. The symbol of sodium is Na, but here we don't write Na2 or Na3 or any other form. We will write only the symbol. That is, if metal atom comes, that is, if metal is the reactant or product, what we have to write? We have to write only the symbol, because last year we have learned that metals considered as monoatomic. So for their symbol or chemical formula, we will write only the symbol. But non-metals like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, etc., they exist in diatomic state. So we will write hydrogen as H2, oxygen O2. But sodium and other metals considered as monoatomic. So if metal comes, we have to write only the symbol. So suppose instead of sodium, if there is silver plus oxygen, then how to write the symbol of silver? Ag. We will write only the symbol Ag. So we don't write any other form in the case of metals, because metals considered as monoatomic. So sodium Na plus one more reactant, we have oxygen. So oxygen is always exist in diatomic state, that is O2, oxygen gas O2 gives, we have only one product, that is sodium oxide. So from the name it is clear that what it is an ionic compound, because sodium cation, oxide anion. So we have to find out the chemical formula of sodium oxide using valencies. So sodium Na plus, anion oxide O2 minus. So sodium Na plus, charge 1 plus, avoiding the charge we will get its valency 1. Oxide anion, charge 2 minus, avoid the negative charge, the number 2. So 2 is the valency of oxide. Now the main step, sodium Na, oxide O. We will write only the symbol of cation and anion, not the charge. Sodium Na, oxide O. Then under them we will write its valency Na1, oxide 2. Then after that exchange the valencies Na2O1, Na2O1. Then Na2O1. So if the number appears is 1, we can cancel it. That is, with O the number is 1. So we can cancel it and we will get Na2O1 becomes Na2O. So this is the formula of sodium oxide, Na2O. So for writing chemical equation, what we have to do, we have to identify the reactants and products, write the chemical formula of all the reactants on the LHS, then put arrow mark, and on the RHS write the chemical formula of all the products. So for getting chemical formula, what we have to do, if the reactant or product is an ionic compound like sodium oxide, we have to use the method of exchanging valencies. But other than this, any other covalent compound like hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, etc., we have written some of the important covalent compounds and their chemical formula. You have to learn it. Then if metal atom comes, we have to write only the symbol. Then if there are non-metals like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc., we will write their diatomic state like H2O2, N2, etc. So like this we can write chemical equation of any reaction. Now next is to make equation more informative. So after writing chemical equation, we can make our equation more informative, that is by writing physical state of reactants and products. So we know that in some equations, in some of the reactions, the reactants can be in solid state, liquid state, or aqueous solution, or the products can be liquid state, solid state, or precipitate, etc. So we can mention the physical state of reactants and products in chemical equation using some abbreviations like this. So these are some abbreviations used for writing chemical equation. That is, if the substance is in solid state, we can write the abbreviation S. That is, small letter S represents solid state and small letter L represent the liquid state, small letter G represent the gaseous state, and small letters A, Q is for representing aqueous solution. So these are the 4 abbreviations used for representing the physical state of reactants and products. So suppose we have sodium. Sodium, what we will write? We will write which state? Solid state, because we know that metals exist in solid state except mercury. Then if there is water, water is in liquid state, so we can represent L, small letter L for representing the physical state of water. And if there is hydrogen gas or oxygen gas, for them we can use the small letter G. So this is for representing the gaseous state. And if there is aqueous solution, we will use small letters AQ. AQ represents the aqueous solution. So we have learned about aqueous solution and precipitate in detail. So we have learned about aqueous solution and precipitate. So I will explain again what is aqueous solution and precipitate. So aqueous solution means it's a solution in which water is the solvent. So if water is the solvents, such solutions are called aqueous solution. So we know that in every solution there are two parts, solute and solvent. So if the solvent is water, so that solution is called aqueous solution. For example, suppose you make salt solution, sodium chloride, that is common salt solution. So in that solution what we will take, we have, suppose we have beaker, we have taken water, and in this water we have put 1 spoon of salt and mix well, we will get salt solution. So in this case the salt is the solute and water is the solvent. So this solution is, we can say that it is aqueous solution of salt. That is, whenever we take water as the solvent, such solutions are called aqueous solution. Suppose if we want to make aqueous solution of potassium permanganate, what we have to take? We have to dissolve potassium permanganate salt in water. We will get aqueous solution of potassium permanganate. So the solute can be different salts or compounds, but the solvent is always water. So if the solvent is water, such solutions are called aqueous solution. Then precipitate. Precipitate is an insoluble solid that originates from solution. So the precipitate means it is a solid only. Precipitate is a solid that forms from solution. We can say that precipitate is a solid that obtained from liquid solution. That is, suppose we get a solid substance from solution, from liquid solution, such solid substances are called precipitates. For example, we can say in this figure, in this beaker there is an aqueous solution. In the second beaker we can see one more colorless solution. This is also an aqueous solution. So when we mix both of the aqueous solution, we can see there is a formation of an yellow color substance. So this yellow color substance is a solid. This yellow solid is a precipitate. That is, the solid form which forms from solution, which forms from aqueous solutions, is called precipitate. So what is aqueous solution? Aqueous solution is the solution in which water is the solvent. And suppose if you mix two different aqueous solution, that is aqueous solution of two different compounds, we will see the formation of a new solid. So these new solids formed from aqueous solution is called precipitate. So we can represent the physical state of reactants and products using this abbreviation. If the reactant or product appears in solid state, we can write small letter s, and for liquid state small letter L, for gaseous state small letter G, for aqueous solution, that is the solution in which water is solvent, small letters AQ. Then if there is formation of gas, we can represent the upward arrow. So we can represent gas using the small letter G and also the upward arrow. And for representing precipitate, we can use the downward arrow. So if one of the product or reactant is, suppose it is precipitate, if the product is precipitate, we will use the downward arrow, and upward arrow is for gas. So for gas we can use both the small letter G and also the upward arrow. So these are the some notations or abbreviations used for representing the physical state of reactants and products. So we can consider an example for this. So in this case, the reaction is sodium reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. So this is the reaction. Sodium reacts with water, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So I have written the word equation. Now we are going to change this word equation to chemical equation, and also we will write the physical state of all the reactants and products using these abbreviations. So the reaction is sodium reacts with water. So sodium reacts with water means, so we know that the reactants, there are two reactants, sodium and water. So sodium is a metal, and we know that metals exist in solid state. Only the exceptional case is mercury. So sodium, that is, we have solid sodium metal pieces and water. So the reaction will be like this. So we have taken water in a beaker. So this is water. We have taken water in a beaker, water, this blue solution. Now second reactant is sodium metal. So sodium is in solid state. So we have put some pieces of sodium metal which are represented in red color. So these are the reactants, and they undergo reaction. And in this case, what about the physical state of each? Sodium solid state, sodium metal solid state, and water is in liquid state. Gives what are the products? Products we have sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Hydrogen means hydrogen gas. So we have two products, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. What about the physical state of sodium hydroxide? It is aqueous solution. So we will get aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide. That is, for sodium hydroxide we will use which abbreviation? Small letters AQ. Now because in this solution we can see that sodium hydroxide is the solute and water is the solvent. That is, sodium hydroxide is formed in the form of aqueous solution. And second product, hydrogen, yes, definitely it is in gaseous state. And also you will see the gas bubbles. Which gas? Hydrogen gas liberated from the beaker when we perform this reaction. So these are the two products. Sodium hydroxide is in aqueous solution, and also we can see the formation of gas bubbles of hydrogen. So the overall reaction is solid sodium reacts with liquid water to form aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Now we can write the equation. So first reactant sodium, so its formula Na. Again, the important point is that in the case of metal we will write only the symbol because it is considered as monoatomic. Plus sign, we have one more reactant which is that water. We know the formula H2O gives. Then first product sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide, from the name we know that it is an ionic compound. So how can we find the chemical formula? Using valencies we can find out the formula of sodium hydroxide. Sodium Na plus and hydroxide OH minus, write the charge and valencies, exchange the valencies, we will get NaOH. So the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide is NaOH. So we have done the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride in previous slides, so you can check it. So like that we can find out chemical formula of any ionic compound. So sodium hydroxide's formula is NaOH plus hydrogen. Hydrogen always in diatomic state we have to represent, that is hydrogen gas, it's H2. So solid sodium reacts with liquid water to form aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Now we can represent the physical state. So this is the chemical equation. To make more informative, we can represent the physical state using this abbreviation. So sodium, first sodium. Sodium is in which state? Metal, so solid state. So for solid we will write small letter S in brackets. So H2O, water, liquid state. For liquids we will use the abbreviation small letter L. Gives the products, first product sodium hydroxide, it is aqueous solution. So for aqueous solution we will use AQ. Then second product H2, hydrogen, hydrogen gas. Hydrogen exists all in a gas form. So for gas we will write G, small letter G, and for gas we can put upward arrow also. So if the reactant or product is a gas, we can write small letter G as well as upward arrow. And if there is precipitate, how will you represent precipitate? Using downward arrow. So these are the abbreviations or notations used for representing physical state of reactants and products. So by writing these notations, we can make the equation, chemical equation, more informative. So it is clear from this equation, that is solid sodium reacts with liquid water to form aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Our today's session is over. Thank you.